Hey y'all, it's Jessica with Keepers of the Old Ways, and today I wanted to sit down with you and kind of give you a little bit of information on our upcoming event, April 12th and 13th of 2024 at Landmark Park in Dothan, Alabama. I know I've been doing quite a few posts and we have our website, but sometimes it's just easier whenever you can hear all of it combined into one video. So I just want to kind of to let you know who would be teaching and what they would be teaching, so you had an idea of what to expect and decide if you would like to get your tickets. We're thankful a lot of our speakers from last year and some from the past 3 years are coming back again. Some this time with some different classes and some of the same classes that will be repeating. And we've actually retired a few classes for now. So let me just jump right into it. Our first one that I'm going to talk about is Perry Hill Farm. Perry Hill Farm has been with us for 3 years now. The first year they were just a vendor, and then last year they did the pork processing and the goat milk lotion. But this year Perry Hill will be teaching pork processing, rabbit processing, and chicken processing. So we'll be offering 3 processing classes. Each of those classes will have an additional fee to help cover any of the supplies that they need, and for the processing of animals, that takes time and a lot of prep work. So I will have what those extra fees are at a later date. We're still working on that. We will have Morris Patch Heaven this year, and they will be teaching our tinctures and salves class. We're excited about that. That'll be more of a hands-on demonstration type of class. You'll get to see her make some of those and look at some of her product as well. Anna with the Fermented Homestead will be back this year teaching the fermenting classes again. We're super excited. I love to go stop by her booth. I go broke every time I see her because I love her ferments. So she'll be back teaching you all about ferments and gut health and how that has worked in her life as well, and how to get you started on that. Pemberley Farms, this is their 4th year with me. They will be back, and this year they're teaching some new classes. They will be teaching bread making and how to grow your own mushrooms. I'm super stoked about that. I've never grew my own mushrooms, so any of y'all that take this class, share your notes with me because I don't get to take any of the classes. I would love to learn how to do this. And then we have another new class this year with Blake Nelson. He will be coming out and teaching how to get started with bees on your homestead and the benefits of that for your garden. So if you have any questions or are considering starting with bees, this would be a perfect class for you to start. For you to take. Crazy Lizzie Goat Farm will be back and doing soap demonstrations this year. Last year we had it over the fire, and we had a class for the modern soap making. She'll be doing just demonstrating for modern soap making, and these she will actually be demonstrating this in between each class session. So she'll do this 2 or 3 times throughout the day, so if you miss it, you can always catch it again later. Travis Accord with Buffalo Ridge Forge will be back this year with blacksmithing, and he will be demonstrating that all throughout the day. So you won't miss anything if you decide to take a class. You can go to him, ask him questions. He's very, very open and excited to teach people how to pick up the blacksmithing skill and learn how to make your own things. Billy Bond will be back this year. He will be teaching on permaculture gardening, and we're still nailing down exactly what his exact topic will be, but we're excited to have him back this year. He came last year and talked about how to feed your animals without grain and on permaculture gardening. Billy Bailey will be back again this year. This is his 4th year at the event. He will be doing the foraging classes, but instead of having it just once a day, his class was so massive last year. We decided to break it up and have 4 different sessions or 3 different sessions of foraging in between the classes, and so you can catch him throughout the day at the gazebo. Meet up with him, and he will talk with you about foraging, teach you. He'll have some examples of what to forage and what they look like, and possibly take you on a small little walk to look at some things and help you identify what you could harvest. Billy Bailey will also be offering one of our Pioneer Kids classes this year, and that will be how to make your own toothbrush. I'm super excited about this class. We've not had that before, and so your kids will learn how to make their own toothbrush and get to take it home with them. Another Pioneer Kids class that we're going to have is with Size Matters Fishing Chad Bailey. He's one of our local YouTubers here in my hometown, and he's going to be teaching your kids how to rig up their own brim buster or cane pole. From start to finish, they'll learn some knot skills. They'll learn what hooks they need depending on the type of fishing that they're doing, the bait that may need depending on the type of fishing that they're doing. It just makes me think of the old saying that you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. You teach him to fish, and he can eat for life. And so this will be a perfect skill for our kids for their future, to be a little more self-sufficient, self-sustainable in providing for their families or themselves. One other Pioneer Kids class will be with one of the ladies at my church, Miss Juanita Benedict. She came out last year and taught the kids how to hand sew, and this year she's going to be teaching the kids about hatching and raising their own chicks, and the ins and outs of what it looks like at the different stages of hatching, and then once the chicks hatch, what they need to be prepared for that, the brooder, the feed, the water, the health of the chicks, and then on up into as they grow and get older, moving them out of the brooder and what they need for that. This will be good for any kids that are interested in possibly getting into hatching chicks and selling them. She will be able to help them get started with that as well. And Juanita's also going to be teaching an adult class this year, and that's going to be on how to make your own nut seed oil. She has been studying up on this and practicing on this for a while now. She's super excited to share her knowledge with you on making your own sunflower oil or almond oil or peanut oil, whatever it is that you may prefer to use. She will be able to teach you how to do that and get you started in the right direction of being a little more self-sufficient and not having to run to the grocery store when you need oil to cook with, which I find very inspirational, because there are times when I'm out of oil, and if I had the right tools and the knowledge, I had almonds stashed away in the pantry that I could have used to make my own oil and be able to cook with it. Our next class that we're offering is a Sourdough 101. This is one of our new speakers. It's from the Holler. She's going to be here with some of her sourdough starters. She's going to show you how to make a starter, the health benefits of sourdough, the different uses for your discards, and how to make bread. And she'll have some samples there for you to try in her class. So if you're scared of sourdough and heard that it's real time consuming, she's here to tell you don't be scared, and she's here to get you started on that. We will have FlomatonFamous back again this year. I'm excited. They're actually expanding in their teaching. Randall will continue with his grafting class. That's a big hit. But Michelle's actually going to be teaching health and nutrition on the homestead. She is a certified nutritionist now. And she wants people to know that just because you live on a farm doesn't mean that you can't be wise in your health and nutritional decisions that you make for your family. And that's another thing that us as homesteaders wanting to be a little more self-sufficient, that we're always mindful of, is our medicinal part of our health, but we never think of our nutritional part of our health. And so she's going to be here giving some information and getting you on the right track, giving you some ideas, probably, and more than likely some recipe ideas, things that you could make for your family or for your children. So if you are interested in learning about health and nutrition, check out Michelle's class. She'll have a load of information for you. Philip and Becky Nation will be back this year with food security. And that's just talking about what you need to stock up in your pantry for the size of the family that you have, how much you may need, the different ways to be secure in that with dehydrating, canning, gardening, freeze drying. So Philip and Becky taught this class last year, and it was a huge hit. They said they had a ton of people in their class and with a ton of questions, and so that was their first time teaching. I can just imagine now, knowing what people are interested in, that they'll be able to add to even more with what they can offer in their class. Hidden Oaks Homestead will be back again this year, and Nicole is super excited for her new class. This is something that's near and dear to her heart, and she's going to be teaching on apothecary and how to get your cabinet ready for that. So we have the tinctures and salves class. That's going to be specific tinctures and salves and hands-on on that. But Nicole's class is going to go into a broader horizon of some of the basic things that you need to have in your medicine cabinet. I'm going to say closet, your medicine cabinet. And also some of the herbs that you can grow on your homestead. And that would be more beneficial than some of the other things that you always think about. And then Chip's going to be teaching on his favorite topic, which is livestock guardian dogs, and how to get started with that, what some of the ins and outs of things that you need to know to train your dogs and to look for. And they may have one of their dogs with them during that time. We'll have to see. So if you want to get started with an apothecary in your home and livestock guardian dogs, check out Chip and Nicole's class that they'll be offering. Mayim Farms will be here teaching this year. The last year they were just a vendor, and this year they're going to come and teach on propagating your own food forest. So when you think of a food forest, you're always thinking you're going to have to go spend a ton of money on trees and shrubbery or bushes or whatever, and Mayim's here to tell you you can do it a whole lot cheaper, and they're going to teach you how to do that and give you all the ins and outs of what trees need a mate, what trees can be propagated and how to do it and how easy it is, and deciding what's the best ones for your homestead. So you don't want to go buy a bunch of trees that you're not going to eat that fruit, and so they're going to help you know what, or you don't want to buy a bunch of trees that you really can't grow in your area. So they're going to be here to help guide you in growing your own food forest for your zone. And I'm excited about that one. That's something we're really interested in on our homestead, is being able to just walk out and get the food we need out of our yard, like apples and pears and pomegranates or whatever else, and not having to order it from Azure or run to the grocery store and go get it. And then on top of that, then we have, you know, Philip and Becky's class that teaches you how much you need for your family and how to secure that to last. So these two classes right here go hand in hand. Our next one is Mount Moriah. Mia will be back teaching on goats and what you need to get started with goats, some of the do's and don'ts with goats. She has experience in that. She'll let you know what type of fencing, you know, what she uses for feed, what she suggests, health, breeding, dairy. She can give you all of that information. So if you're interested in goats, we have a class for you on that. Living the Height Life. Megan will be here with us this year. I'm excited about that. She's going to be talking about raising rabbits. So she's going to give you all the ins and outs on breeding, on feeding, what the myths are on rabbits of feeding and breeding and raising, the different types of homes that you could set up for them, the different types of rabbits there are out there. There are a ton of different types of rabbits, and figuring out what's best for you. So if you're interested in getting started with rabbits, make sure you sign up for or take Megan's class on raising rabbits. The next class we're going to have, oh, I forgot to tell you. I'm glad I have my list here. Nicole's also going to be offering a canning class again this year. So if you are scared of canning, don't be scared. Nicole's going to walk you through it and give you any information on what's water bath, what's pressure can, how long, what you need to do, sanitization, tools that you need. So take Nicole's class if you're interested in canning. She will definitely help you get on the right track and squash all those fears that you have. We are also going to have Solar 101. This is exciting. I have wanted to offer a solar class for 4 years now and have not found the person for that. I didn't want a sales rep coming in and teaching the class, and his basic thing would be pretty much just trying to sell you solar panels. And so my husband and I and our children were out to lunch not long ago, and there was a client of his that he is going to be doing some work on his boat, and he has solar panels in his yard. And so we were just asking him a ton of questions about how he got started, the ins and outs of it, and he was giving us a load of information. And so I was like, would you be interested in coming and teaching a solar class? And he said yes, which I wasn't expecting. So he's going to come and he's going to tell you how he got started, what he's learned on his journey of having solar for the last, I think he said 10 years at least, the do's and don'ts, the batteries, how much you need to power what appliances in your home. And he doesn't sell solar panels. He's not a sales rep. He is just a guy that wanted to go solar and has learned along the way what has worked for him and what has not worked for him. He can tell you how much wattage he's using, how much it's saved him, how much it's cost him, and the benefits and what is not beneficial on it. So if you're interested in getting started with solar, I highly recommend you take this class. He will definitely get you pointed in the right direction, and he is very willing to answer any questions that you have. And so I highly recommend, if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them down in the comments, and I can leave them for him. That way he can go ahead and have an idea of what you're looking for in this class. Leave it in the comments and I will get it to him, and he can be prepared. Even if you're not coming to the event and you have have questions, drop it in the comments and I can let him know, and that will help him be prepared for his class. We're excited about this one. And then we also will have Indy Guy come out, and he will be teaching a class on homestead defense. And so this is going to be teaching you how to protect your homestead, the different ways to do that, and the thinking behind that. So if you're interested in learning how to protect your homestead and your family and the different ways to do that, I highly suggest this class. This is something he's been teaching on at several other events. He's got years of experience on this, so I definitely suggest that you take this class. There are methods beyond just force to protect your homestead, and so he's going to talk about that. The last class that we are offering is with JBW Farm Fresh. They're local to the Dothan area, or around the Dothan area. And it's going to be on rotational grazing and fencing. He's going to talk about multi-species grazing together and moving them around in different paddocks. And the type of fencing he uses several different methods, and he will tell you what what does not work, because he's got experience in that, and he will tell you what does work for him. He's also going to have some of the fencing there with him to show you and give a demonstration of how easy it is to set that up and take down and move to another area, to let you know it's not as hard of work as you think it is with moving the fencing, but it is work. It's not you just hit a button and it does it for you. It's going to require a little bit of labor, but he wants you to know that don't be scared to move your animals around. Don't be scared of just a little bit of work, and give you the more beneficial side of it and how to side of it. So if you're interested in rotational grazing and the ins and outs of fencing for that and having several different types of animals together, pigs, cows, sheep, goats, chickens, all together, and you're interested in that, take this class. I highly recommend this class. So that's our 30 classes that we're offering. We may add one more class, but I'm not sure yet. The Perry Hill ladies are thinking about offering another class this year, but we're still working on that. Stay tuned. We're also going to have vendors there. We're working on getting a few things for the kids set up there to help entertain and make this a good time for them. Because if mama and daddy are stressed out, then they're not able to have a good time. Okay, so I did not realize when I was recording this that the video had stopped. And when I was editing, I seen that I kind of cut out the last little portion I wanted to tell you. So I decided I'd quickly pop back on here. Um, we were talking about having activities for the kids. So we really want to be able for the parents to have a good time and the kids to have a good time. We want the kids to really have a heart for homesteading and have a joy for that. And so that's why we're going to have a few activities for them and the Pioneer Kid classes as well. And so, if you know anyone that would be interested in coming out to this event, please share this video with them. And if you have any comments or questions about any of the classes or speakers, any suggestions, because you were out at the event last year, drop that in the comment as well. We'd love to hear from you. And I can't wait to see y'all in the next video. I'll keep you posted. I can't wait to meet y'all at the event. So y'all just stay tuned. And until next time, y'all live like your ancestors.